Welcome back to the O and J YouTube channel slash podcast. I'm your co-host Jeremiah.
I'm your co-host right now.
This is post Knicks Grizzlies. Knicks get the dub, 133 to 120. They win by 13. Uh, at home. Um, no, it was a very emotional night. Two legends. Michael, honoring two legends at the beginning of the game. Michael Ray Richardson and Coach Lenny Wilkens. Um, and I mean they showed it. Uh, they showed it. And that passion, was played throughout the game, and they did what they had to do. Um, who's your player of the game? Who you got?
Player of the game. I think you have to go with Brunson.
I agree. Oh my
Um,
gosh, first episode, we're on the same page. I love it.
I don't think this is the first episode we're on the
Yeah,
same
bro, I
page.
feel like it's the first, bro.
I think we had one before that was we were on the same page.
I don't know. It was like it was somebody. It was something different. I'll think about it through
No,
while we talking about
I specifically remember we had one that we were on the same topic.
it. Who was it?
Usually,
You
usually,
remember?
usually, I try to go some other route if I feel where you're going. I try to pick another player. I feel like you do the same thing sometimes. You'll be like, I'm gonna go a different route, but there's
No, I
usually the
mean,
games where we can't go another route.
think we were close with the Raptors game, but it was something. It was like it was a player I thought that was like that I thought did more than like that was more valuable, I guess, than who you picked or something.
Either way, I still
But
feel
I
like
agree though. I agree.
every game we try to pick somebody. So like we try to pick different picks just to keep it interesting. But then there's games where you really can't pick somebody else, and I think this is one of those games. Um, 32 points, 10 assists. I mean, just doing it all that right there for the Knicks. I mean, what he's really come into this all-star form with the Knicks, just doing it all out there.
Yeah. Nah, he had a great game. Even though, I mean, you don't really like the six turnovers, right? But I mean, outside of that, I mean, if you're gonna be that efficient, hey, you could have seven turnovers as long as we get the win. You know what I mean? I mean, he had a Brunson night, pretty much. Took good shots. Let the game come to him. His three was falling. 6 for 9 from three. Um, and I mean, I don't know, I like this version of the Knicks, to be honest, bro. I mean, they're 6-3 on the season. Um, and you also notice like he doesn't like coming down, like Mike Brown makes them run sets, like what I mean, before like he's not like he doesn't have to be the like what's the word? Like Brunson doesn't have to be the like he doesn't have to be the first option to score, right? Like we could try to run a set first. If that doesn't work, then okay, Brunson, go do your thing. It doesn't have to be, like Brunson bring the ball up and try to score, you know what I mean, type of thing. So I love that, and the mixture of that. I think it keeps the defense guessing, right? It keeps the defense honest. Then also, it allows Brunson to, I mean, it alleviates him, of having to, be that guy. And he's having he had a great game, and I mean, he's having a great year as well.
Um, yeah, I mean, just to go back, the way the Knicks are playing, it's just they're just clicking on every angle, honestly, from scoring to defense. I mean, the amount of turnovers they cost this game. You were talking about Brunson had 6 turnovers. The whole team as a whole had only 14 turnovers compared to costing the Grizzlies 22 turnovers. Um, so, they're out here almost doubling, making the turnovers that the Grizzlies have compared to themselves. So their defense is just great. And there was a lot of times in the game when I also saw they're very good at knowing because they're a very lengthy team. They have a lot of size. So they're very good at when a person has a ball. They're good at knowing when to kind of come and kind of scare the individual. Like, oh, is he gonna double team me? Even just throwing an arm towards their direction kind of scares the defender. And I think they do that a lot, and they do it very well.
Yeah. Um, I mean, they started off the game pretty fire. I mean, 42 points in a quarter. Um, and not just any quarter, the first quarter. So you're starting the game with 42 points. And you
Never
finish
lost
that
it.
and you finish that quarter with a 12-0 run. All right. And the game was tied. It was 30-30. And then, this Grizzlies just break down and then Knicks just start going on a run. And maybe it was the home court advantage. I don't know. But they just started they just scored 12 points too easily, and that momentum kind of really never left, really. I think that was a big point in the game. I feel, to allow a team to drop 40 points and then to, you know, not really have them not really be able to stop them after that. Brunson had a great quarter, 10 points in the first quarter, so that kind of, set the tone for what kind of night he was gonna have, you know what I mean? And I don't know, Ja just wasn't. It's just it's tough to see. It's tough seeing Ja like this, to be honest. Um, but I won't say it's completely the system. I think New York as well. Like they did a good job of like what's the word, like stacking the paint in a sense, not stacking the paint, but kind of creating that like what is it, box and one or something, yeah, like a box and one type of thing where, you know what I mean, like you're pretty much playing the paint with somebody like Ja, and you kind of have to with his athleticism, and you're kind of turning them into a jump shooter or a playmaker essentially, right? And it worked, right? Ja ended up shooting, 4 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from three. It was a bad game. It was a really bad game. And his rhythm was definitely not there. And I don't want to say it's completely the offense, but it's just something. He just wasn't clicking tonight, and I think the Knicks, especially with like you said with their length, I think it really bothered him. You know what I mean? And just not having the space that maybe he would have playing another team. I think the Knicks just had their number. And I mean they did what they're supposed to do.
You know, Thinking back to the game,
Hmm.
um, I'd be interested to see more Grizzlies game. I think this is our second game, and this is our first game with Ja. Um, so I kind of want to see more Grizzlies games. So I remember the announcer saying something about Ja. Now I don't know if this is the announcer just like speculating, or if maybe Ja said this somewhere else. Um, but that he's, I guess, trying to change his game from being so aggressive to try to jump shoot a little bit more, which I don't think it's
Dude,
really working for him.
no,
So I don't know if this was a change because it's the Knicks and just the way they've corralled the paint, or if this is a change that he's trying to do overall. But if it's a change that's overall, I think it's wild for that change to be efficient. Because I mean, the man came in dominating, just going to the paint and just to completely switch your game around.
you're bailing
Uh,
the defense out.
it's gonna be tough.
You're bailing the defense out. Like what are we doing, bro? This game, 4 of 14. Last game, 3 of 18. Game before that, 7 of 20. Game before that, 6 of 19. Like no settling. Like you can't settle. 5 of 16 the game before that. It's
Yeah,
not it's
and
not
and
it's not gonna work.
like, and then you could correct me. I think his what are his assists? What's he averaging in assists? I think his assist numbers
Uh
might be a little up this season compared to previous.
7.9.
Um, um, but like, I still feel like if he does want to change his game,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want to like drive, because his main game has been driving to the paint. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I remember now. They were saying that now I think I remember what the announcer said. They said Ja doesn't want to drive him more because he's getting less foul calls, and he doesn't want to drive and potentially get injured if he's getting less foul calls compared to before. I think that's around what they said. Um, but if you're going to switch your game, I think you still gotta be aggressive. And I didn't see Jada's game being aggressive, like being trying to take over the game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he too young to be trying to switch his game, bro. You 26, you about to enter your prime. You kind of had all this momentum going. It's got to be the coach. I mean, it's got to be just it's just something's not right. Um, and I don't know if it's the coach trying to turn him into a pure point guard or if it's to fit his system, to fit his system of play. Um,
Terrible.
or or if it's just Jaw, like you said, Jaw just not wanting to be as aggressive because that sounds wild. As an NBA professional basketball player, I don't want to drive because I don't think I'm gonna get foul calls. That is great. That's like it's like Cam Thomas saying like I'm not like Cam Thomas. He's like he it was kind of a thing this season like where he feels like he's not getting the calls that he deserves as a scorer that he is like he may not get the calls that quote unquote Shea may get, you know what I mean, as a scorer, you know what I mean, but what Cam Thomas is not going to try to score, he's going to try to pass the ball. Your contract, you get paid basically on your whole mantra, your whole skill set is scoring. So what, you're not gonna score just because you're not getting some calls that maybe you see other players get that you feel you are on their level. So for Ja to be like or for Ja to allegedly be like, I wanna be less aggressive because I'm not getting calls or you know what I mean? I don't I don't it's something it's gotta be something else. Cause and I don't know if maybe the coach isn't a good fit, or I mean Memphis is just bad. You know, they're down Ty Jerome, they're down Zach Edey, uh, you know, what I mean they're down Scottie Pippen, so I mean they Brent down Brandon Clark, so I mean maybe it's just
It, if you're
they
a
don't have enough.
Grizzlies
But even
fan,
what happened?
just real quick, if you're a Grizzlies fan watching this, can you please tell me why Gigi Jackson's not playing?
I don't know. So
Constantly
please tell
not
me.
playing? I don't understand. Am I
I
missing
don't,
something? I feel like I missed something along the way. I feel like something happened that I'm missing that he's not playing.
I don't know. I have no idea, bro. I don't know. Is
Someone
he?
educate me, please.
I don't remember him being that bad. Is he a bad player that I don't know about? Like, what does he not play zero defense? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe I missed something.
I honestly don't know.
Someone
Like,
educate me, please.
he should be able to crack the rotation at least. Like, come on,
Especially with these injuries, like
give him a
when you're
chance.
when you were down 20 points basically the whole entire game, I think you could go deeper into your bench. I mean,
Like, why not? Um, but yeah, I mean, Memphis, they look. One thing I do notice about Memphis though, and I don't, man, I don't know. I don't want to make it a job thing, but when he's not on the floor, it's tough to. It's crazy saying this though. Like when he's not on the floor, their offense is so spaced out. Like it's wild. I don't know if you noticed that too. When like
yeah,
when he wasn't on the floor and like I seen them getting shots. Now maybe they weren't hitting threes. I mean, what they only hit three threes on the night, I believe, right?
they were
Yeah. Oh wait, no, not three. They hit way more than three. 14. I don't know. I thought I saw something when they were like, oh,
they
maybe
were
that was at one. Maybe at one
21%.
point. Yeah, at one point they was like 3 of 16, I believe, but I guess they hit
Yeah,
some more throughout the game. But like even I mean they which isn't bad. 36% isn't terrible. So I ain't gonna say that. But like when I seen them like shooting threes, I noticed that when the person like when the player was shooting threes, whether it was Cedric Howard or anybody, there was so much space like on the floor, like between each individual, like between each player, like they all had so much space, and I don't know if that's just like a coaching thing, but I love the spacing that they had. I really did love that, for sure, and I mean the ball movement as well, but but yeah, I think I see the potential. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if Ja fit this type of offense. I think it's definitely something to learn. It's probably a learn. It's definitely a learning curve for sure. But I think what from what I've seen today, yeah, I mean I haven't seen all the games, but from what I've seen today, it seems like coach is challenging him to be a pure point. That's what it is. And then
It's,
maybe but then maybe with that challenge, maybe in Jaws' head, there's a mental hurdle of does coach challenging me to be a pure point? Do I need to be less aggressive from the offensive end to kind of meet that pure point, to kind of meet his pure point challenge? I don't That's just
I,
my guess. That's what it looks like. I don't know.
I don't like that whole idea of he's a new coach. Like I get the idea of challenging players. Yes, a
Right.
coach should always challenge their players to be better, to improve an aspect. But I think in the sense of how you're saying, challenging him to be a pure point, I don't think it's good. You're basically coming in and telling somebody you're doing really well in this. I don't want you to do it anymore because I want you to fit what I want and do this. You're basically telling him whatever is working for you, it's working for you, but I don't like it. Do it my way. And as a coach, seeing how expendable coaches are nowadays, I don't think a
Yeah.
coach should be going. I think coaches should adjust their their game plans around the team, like the personnel on the team. Because in the NBA, a coach is more expendable than the players on that team.
Now, here's where my potential conspiracy theories kick in. Well, not conspiracy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sure. You have a new coach who's trying to implement a new system from Coach Jenkins, right?
Hmm. Okay.
Memphis, they've gotten to the playoffs. I don't know what's the furthest. Have they been to a conference finals yet? I don't know. I'm not too. I don't think so. Have
Didn't
they?
they that one time they were the
Maybe.
second overall, or was it the semi?
Yeah, I don't
Uh-oh.
know if they went to a conference finals. I don't think so. No, right?
They were doing real good when they were the two seed. That's the only thing I think back about. They had such a bright
Agree.
future, and then it all went downhill from there.
Agree. Agree. Right. So
Anyway, but continue what you're saying.
you're constantly making the playoffs, right? But there's just you're not hitting that conference finals, you know? It could be injuries, right? It could be just matchups. It could be a lot of things, right? So maybe you're tired, right? So you fire Coach Jenkins, right? Now, now in your eyes, was Coach Jenkins the only problem? You know what I mean? Like, are you tired of Ja not being healthy, or are you tired, or do you not think Ja's play style is sufficient enough to to get you to that next step, essentially, right? So you bring in this new coach, you bring him on as an assistant. Maybe bringing him on as an assistant, you probably already knew that he was going to be your head coach. So you bring him on as an assistant. Um, Jenkins is fired. New coach from overseas takes over. Now he has to implement his system. Clearly, it's shown. I mean, it's only 10 games, well, 11 games now. It's only 11 games, but clearly it's showing that his system may not be a match for Ja and his skill set currently. So maybe the new coach would have to take on some media backlash to kind of, maybe he would have to do the dirty work of the organization and try to kind of change Ja and make it seem like Ja is the problem. Now, and then you also got to think Ja's also like kind of been on, not been, I don't want to say been on thin ice, but he already has a reputation, with the back offenses, on IG Live with his water gun, right? And then in the yeah, he was in the club, and then there was something else.
Never mind.
Oh, What you got there, bro?
Never mind. I'm not gonna show it on camera.
What you got there, bro? Chill, chill, chill,
I
Ja.
was
Chill,
gonna pull out a Nerf gun,
chill, Ja.
but I don't
Chill,
know how
Ja.
YouTube feels about Nerf
No,
guns.
we don't need that, Ja. So it's like maybe so it's like, did they bring the coach on to not only implement his playing style that was successful overseas, but is he the scapegoat to kind of get rid of Ja, essentially? Like, like is he the excuse to get rid of Ja? If that makes sense. Because clearly
So
it's not the system. You
to
said
add to
what?
your conspiracy, to add to your conspiracy,
Okay, talk about it.
he became the assistant coach to the Grizzlies in the 24-25 season. The same season the coach got fired.
Right.
So it fits in your narrative of they wanted him to be the coach.
That's
They
and
already had it
that
in mind.
and that's what was kind of like weird because I mean now the Tiago Splitter situation is different, right? Because Chauncey Billups got arrested, so that's different. He didn't get fired necessarily, but Taylor Jenkins got fired. So it's like, and the coach and coach Tuomas, like he was having success with his team in Paris and things like that. So you leave that for a NBA assistant job, and he was having real success like overseas. Like he was having success. So you leave that position for like a to kind of, I don't want to say be demoted to an assistant position, but like you kind of you're leaving this great momentum to go to be a quote unquote assistant, but then all of a sudden the head coach gets fired, a couple games in, and then you're the head coach all of a sudden. So it's like I'm sure I mean there had to I feel like there had like I'll say nine, I don't want to say 100, but 99.9% I'm sure that there was some type of conversation about him being the head coach. Now I'm not saying he was promised the head coaching job, you know what I mean? While Jenkins was there, but like there had to be some type of like verbal cue that hey, like you're our guy, you know what I mean? Because to fire your head coach and then you know automatic the new assistant that you get, you automatically bump him up instead of anybody else that's on the staff. You know what I mean? Like that's I don't know, that kind of says it all. So that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe he was brought on. Um they probably liked what he was doing overseas. They wanted to bring that to their organization in Memphis. Ja doesn't fit, and then you kind of like have a reason to get with the way Ja's playing right now. You know what I mean? And shooting 35% from the field right now. Ja Morant is shooting 35% from the field right now. Like what? Like that's wild. Like Ja Morant is shooting 35% from the field right now. He's shooting
So
14% from three. Like what are we doing?
the only so I agree with most of your theory, at least from the coaching side. They wanted
Okay.
him to be the coach, blah blah blah. The only issue I have is yes, if they did want to get rid of Ja, I think the only issue I have is that one, who do they have outside of Ja? It's not like they have another promising young player. No, they have Jaren Jackson, but he's not an offensive player that you can rely on. Um, and then if you're counting on if you're trading Ja, you're getting somebody good. You just said his shooting splits. His value is tanking right now, completely
Uh,
at the bottom of the barrel.
yeah, I ain't
So
I ain't, I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about that. Cause it could look like because from another team, it could just be they could have the. I mean, you can't just disregard his previous 6 years of work. Now he hasn't
yes,
been healthy. Now, I mean, he did have a season where he only played 9 games. Oh, you got something to say?
I was just gonna say like you can't. I'm saying in terms of like the Grizzlies, yeah, other teams aren't gonna disregard the previous season. Like they know there's potential there, but they're gonna use their his current shooting splits as leverage and be like,
Let's
Grizzlies,
go.
like he's not shooting good. Like he's not as good as before. Like we're gonna give you 2 second round picks for him,
That'll
and
be cold, bro.
that's how it be nowadays.
Boy, if the if the Grizzlies really no, no, I don't know. Oh, so you saying other teams could be like, yo, his shooting, like he's shooting
Other
horrible. Like,
other
yo,
teams are gonna low
I'll,
ball the Grizzlies because of their shooting split.
I'll give you a second round pick in Nicholas Batum, something like that. Bro, I
Yeah,
don't, I
yeah.
don't, I see what you mean. I see
Nicholas
what you.
Batum catching a stray, bro.
I love Nick Batum. Nick Batum, he had one of the greatest stat lines of all time. What was it? Five, and five. What? I'm gonna have 5 blocks, 5 steals, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 points. Five
You know what?
points.
You know who I think had the greatest stat line?
Ooh,
Tony Snell. Zeros
talk about
across
it.
the board. 28 minutes.
Now Tony Snell's catching strays. Come on, bro. Come
Bro,
on, bro.
that's every time I think of somebody mentioning stat lines, I just go back to that one. Iconic.
Uh, all right, back to Demetrius. Um, what's the solution? Um, we saw the game today. It didn't look good. Um,
Go
and you
apologize to Taylor Jenkins.
know what?
Go apologize to Taylor Jenkins. Hire him back.
Mm, maybe because it's not looking good. Um,
Trade, do a coach for coach trade with somebody else.
a coach for coach trade.
Yeah, pretty sure that's possible.
And I mean, no, I don't think I don't think it's like unfixable. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely fixable.
The
But then for him to
coach's
get
play style is not Jaw's play style.
oh yeah, it's not. No,
So how are you gonna fix it?
currently. You said how's he fix it?
How you? Yeah, how would you fix it?
Uh
They're opposite styles right now. Complete
it's wild.
opposites.
It's wild to say this for Ja, but he in this play style, he would probably have to just let the game come to him, which is crazy because we're talking about a guy who's averaged 23. He's had a season where he's averaged 27 a game. He's had a season where he's averaged 26 a game. Like, I mean, he's had like MVP caliber seasons. So, or to say that, um, yeah, that's a problem just because I mean, he hasn't had a problem up until this year. And you could say, oh, it's a down year, like people have down years, but nah, like this is different. Like it's just like a whole new regime came in, and now it's like it's messing with your franchise player or potential franchise player. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're just, and I don't know if the last 2 seasons maybe have a bad rep in the team's mouth. Like he played season like 2 seasons ago, he played 9 games on the whole season, and then last year he played 50. You know what I mean? So is the team tired? Like, can you be healthy? You know what I mean? Like, can you be can you be healthy for us? You know?
I don't know,
Uh,
man. In a world of Embiid and LaMelo balls, I'd still
oh,
take y'all.
and you had to say Lamelo. Uh,
I mean,
what do we? It's crazy. I'm like, I don't even know when's he supposed to be back. When's Lamelo supposed to be back? Because he was another one that we were talking about. Like, I think I had posed the question to you. I'm like, yo, is this the year? Like, after this year, like if he doesn't like if he doesn't like if he's not healthy this year, like is it time to worry? Like
I don't know, man. Go to Colombia, buy some Zingos. Something.
You said go to Colombia?
I
Wait, what?
don't know. Go to some black market. Didn't Lonzo, what was it? He had some ligament that that
Oh, you
was
mean
really
like some like
bad, and then he had somebody donate that ligament to him. And what
Mhm.
that was the first time I've ever heard someone donating like a ligament for his ankle or his it was his knee or whatever. That's the first time I've ever heard anything like that happen.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know,
That boy
money.
went to the black market, bro.
The things money can buy.
The things money could buy.
What you say? He went on that no, I don't even know if you could say that on. I don't know if you could even say
Yeah,
that.
don't say
Like,
it. Just don't say it.
yeah,
Just don't say
I'm
it.
good. But yeah, I mean, Melo's out with his ankle injury. Um, Still, like, I mean, that's got to be worrisome for Charlotte. You know, you give him this big deal, and these injuries are still popping up. Like, I don't know what it like. Is it on him? Like, is it his fault? Like, is there like some preventative training he's supposed to be doing, or like, because these lower body injuries seem to be very, very like prevalent with him for sure.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, Knicks they play great. Uh, 114 points. I mean, they had a 114 by the end of quarter three. Uh, and they just had a great game. Home crowd came, support. And they made history. First time in team's history, that they scored 130, three straight games. So, shout out to them for that. Um, Grizzlies, I mean, it's still
Think
early.
so.
It's only
Get it
11
together.
games. Is that what?
Get it together.
Yeah, get it together. Yeah, Ja, I mean, I guess this is where that word before basketball player comes in, professional, you know. Just gotta be professional. If they trade you, they trade you. If not, you just gotta do you do what the coach say. Them checks still gonna cash. You know what I mean, regardless. Right? So,
Facts.
why not? But
Facts.
yeah. But I feel like there needs to like I don't know. But then what made Jenkins great was he kind of what's the word? Like he kind of like he knew who his best player was. Like there was structure, but like he knew like he could play through jaw, like he played through his best player. Now I think Memphis' current coach, he has a great system, but I think also he needs to and maybe I mean maybe it takes some time, I don't know, but maybe he needs to also like incorporate some of Jaw's great abilities. Because some of that spacing that he does have, I feel like they can use that to Jaw's athletic advantage. And I mean, that's just got to be something that's got to be worked on. But yeah, I mean, but Jaw also has to be better. I mean, 35% from the field that's not going to cut it. And this is a team that we're used to seeing in the playoffs. So, it's definitely going to um, take some take some more work from the coach and coach's staff and, Jaw himself, as the best player. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, you got anything else?
Yeah. One more thing.
Ooh, what you got? What you got?
Not related to this game,
Okay.
but just so that shout out to the Mavs fan. They've been praying, and I think their prayers have
Oh,
been answered.
dang,
Nico
we should
got
talk about
fired.
that.
Nico got fired. The boy made that Luca trade. Now he's gone.
We should have talked about that.
Talk about it.
Like before. We should have talked about that. I was I don't know why we ain't that's on me. That's on me. Uh
He gone though. AD
Not
looking big.
surprised. You said what?
AD looking big.
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that picture?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the angle or if it was or if it was him, but nah, he was looking like scared, like scary big. Like and then what
Yeah.
it didn't look like I don't know. He looked like James Harden before the trade big. Like
Mhm.
that was spooky. Uh where do you start? Um Tough trade. Uh tough tough trade.
There was
Um
there was a picture of a fan talking to Dermon, I think his name is the new owner of the Mavs.
okay.
Um, I think last night or maybe the last game the Mavs played, and then today Nico got fired. So whatever that fan did, it got to the owner. The owner, the owner was quick with it.
You think it was
So
the fan, bro?
I don't know. They were chatting it up. Every game, every fan was telling him to fire Nico. It just took that one fan to do that one-on-one combo.
Man, for Nico. Um yeah, it's tough. It's a tough trade. It's just a tough trade. And I don't and like it's not even
Terrible trade.
like on paper, like it's not like it's not terrible, right?
Huh?
Only because hold on, let me cook. Only because like who did he get, right? You got the number one pick. You got
Hold on. We cannot rely on him getting that number one pick because that was like a miracle. Unless the NBA rigged it to give it to him, which might have been what happened, but
but you got but let me I'm gonna circle it back around though. You got the number one pick. You got a good role player in Max Christie, so you got two solid role players, right? And then you got Anthony Davis, right? The
injury
only
prone.
problem I have is that you already knew you first of all, if you have a Twitter, you know how basketball fans like most well, I would say all of them, but like you know how there's a select population of basketball fans how they feel about Anthony Davis and his injuries.
Glass.
He could die for a loose ball. Oh
Ah,
man.
my leg,
Oh man, is he gonna get
my
back up?
leg.
Like you know what I mean? So that's the only thing is like I understand what he meant. Maybe he was a little too optimistic, or maybe it was, you know what I mean? The other thing, the owner's trying to, allegedly, I don't even want to talk about that, but you hear that other conspiracy as well. But just seeing it face value, like yes, AD is top five, top 10, you know what I mean, in the league when healthy, has he been healthy? Um,
Nope.
and so like I said, you know how the that certain population of basketball fans feel about AD, and then you know from what you see, he's always hurt. So to to trade away Luca for basically Cooper Flag and Max Christie is um yeah, that's
Yeah.
enough to get you fired.
Yeah.
That's enough to
It
get you
happened.
fired.
It happened.
But I mean, now I understand. Now, if AD's healthy, Kyrie's healthy, then hey, you have a squad. But Jordan, but you knew, like, what I mean, looking like AD is not like somebody that's consistently, available. So yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Or Jason Kidd. Like I
Poor
don't.
Jason Kidd.
You got a big AD. You lose Luca.
Poor Kyrie. That
Yeah.
man re-signed when they had Mark Cuban because he really liked the Oregon Luca, and he gets injured, and now Luca's gone. Mark Cuban sold. He coming back to a completely
Right.
different team, bro.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Yeah,
Yeah, poor Kyrie. Yeah. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the whole situation?
it was gonna get fired sooner or later. I mean, I mean, every Mavs games they were chanting to fire him. Like I heard reports that some of the players felt like it was more hostile playing in their own city because of that. So. you got that type of destruction and that kind of like cloud looming over you every single time. I mean, you got
Yeah,
to try to
like
win the city back somehow. And I think one of the quickest way to try to win back the city was to fire him.
yeah. And I think just with how wild of a social media time that we live in, I mean, not to like bring OKC into it, but like this trade might be bigger than because even with the Rockets, right? Like when we played the Rockets, when OKC played the Rockets, right? Like KD still gets booze. You know what I mean? So it's like, and that was what, maybe 10 plus years? I don't know. Was it that long? I don't know
Yeah.
if it was that long. Yeah, it was like 10 plus years,
20,
right? So like, okay,
2017?
yeah. So, you know what I mean? What, 8 years? So yeah, yeah, 8 years,
About
eight, 9 years, yeah. So it's like,
16, 16, 17.
so yeah, OKC fans still like, you know what I mean, not, you know what I mean, over that, right? Like I think Luca's trade might be bigger than that for sure. Like, do you think like just off of what he meant to the city, you know what I mean, and bringing that team to he brought them to a finals, I
Finals.
believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
The season before he got traded.
What? You're not supposed to trade away somebody that brings you to the finals. You build more around them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hitting
Yeah,
now, huh?
yeah, it's him now. Yeah, that's tough. I don't know though. There's no way that this was his call though. I mean I would hope not, but there's no way that this was his call. It had to be a bigger play at hand because like
I
if
mean,
Dallas ended up moving, then okay, it wasn't Nico's fault. But if they end up staying in Dallas for the foreseeable future, yeah, that's it's got to be one of the worst. Um, I mean, Luka's playing great. I mean, as he always has. Like
yeah.
you giving up a 30-point triple double for
Nope.
yeah,
We'll see if the Mavs are the whole organization is able to win back the fans and
yeah,
kind of rectify what people call the worst trade in NBA history.
yeah.
Yeah,
Luka's
that's
so
all I had to
special,
bring up.
bro. Like he's really good at basketball. Like he's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Because the thing that sucks about the Mavs, right? Also, even with AD as well, like even if AD was playing, it's like without Kyrie, you don't really have like somebody that could carry the torch. You know what I mean? Like if Kyrie was playing without AD, I feel like Dallas could still be afloat. That's just how special of a player and how many points like he can account for a lot of points. You know what I mean? Like Kyrie can. So it's like with Dallas, you have neither of them now. And
Yeah.
then so I mean, this is great for Cooper Flag in the long run, but I know this wasn't your plan. I mean, I'm sure you had to have a plan of a healthy Kyrie and a healthy AD. But yes, I
A
mean, I'm
big
not
gamble
surprised
on a
though.
healthy AD.
You know what?
Healthy AD, so a big gamble you're taking.
Healthy. That's wild. And it's wild, but it's true. It is a big gamble. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I wonder if but I don't know. I wonder if I'm sure he'll get another job. I don't think GM maybe just because of just how big and how big of a flop this trade was. Um, I mean, I don't think he'll get an immediate GM job, but I mean, I'm sure somebody will bring him on for something.
It's okay. It's okay. He'll be the assistant GM at the Lakers, bro. He got them Luca. They'll bring him up. Okay. He's fine. He's fine.
Assistant GM.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
he gave
funny.
them Luca.
Low key. That's all you see in in the comments. Lakers legend, Lakers legend, Lakers legend. That's bad. Oh, that's a tough job. That's a tough business. Cause it's like it's bigger than basketball. Cause like he probably can't just get gas without like somebody like just doing. He probably can't even wear a Luka jersey no more. Like you know what I mean? Like just because you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's tough.
I don't think he's allowed to walk around Dallas anymore.
Oh, yeah. Did he even show up to any games this year?
Yeah,
He did.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
I haven't seen no Mavs game. They're always at 10 o'clock at night. So
Fact. But I mean, good luck, Mr. Nico. You know, future endeavors. I'm sure somebody will bring him on, for sure. But yeah,
Laker legend.
that was a very random firing though, for sure. Uh, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. Are there any other topics? I think that's all. You got
that's
anything?
it. Well,
Well, all right. Feel like we've talked your ear long enough. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Great win for the Knicks by 13. Y'all get better. Grizzlies coaching staff do better. Um, and yeah, we'll see you all in the next video. We out.
like, comment, subscribe, everything. We out.